Over $80,000 in comic books just sold this past week, above the recent 12-month average. This is the hottest comic books in the world. Number 10 on the list, Fantastic Four Annual. Number 6, a square-bound book. First appearance of Franklin Richards. First appearance of Annihilus. First appearance of the Cosmic Rod. There's a ton of reasons to spec on this comic book. 7.0 is up 9%, 7.5, 16%, and 8.0 is up 26%, and the 9.0 sold for $9.50, and that's what it's been going for all year long. It feels like a safe book to purchase right now.
I like the way they're spacing between the prices for these books. We're seeing 6.0s around $200 and then a jump in a 9.0 to $9.50. That makes sense. This book is pretty common in lower grade, but gets far more scarce as we get higher. And you can say, duh, that's common sense. No, this book was a nothing burger book for a long time. So it took a lot of damage in boxes for dollar bins. So that's why we see so many in low grade and not in high grade. Now, I do also want to mention the Cosmic Rod is potentially being an important thing, not just this off-to-the-cuff thing. I saw Reed Richards holding a rod in the trailer, and he was protecting that more than himself as rocks are falling. So could that actually be the manipulator of matter, this Cosmic Rod?
We've been hearing a lot of rumors about Annihilus because of a supposed Nova show. I mean, that's been in development hell for 7+ years. It's on again and off again. But with Annihilator Spec starting up, I mean, we're going to see more cosmic stuff.
At this point, it's Nova going to happen.
Hit the like and subscribe. We make this video every single week. Number 9 on the list is Ghost Rider #1, the first solo titled series featuring Johnny Blaze. We have a 7.5 up 9%, 8.0 11%, and a 9.0 went for $9.49. That's up 9%. Another seemingly very safe spec, in my opinion, because could you imagine if anything Ghost Rider happens at any point, it'll probably be the next and last A-list superhero to hit the screen that could just shake the foundation of the 616 as we know it. Can you think of anyone else besides Silver Surfer and Galactus that we're already going to get?
I will have to say that the top 2 things that people want to see the most on the silver screen is number 1, X-Men again, and number 2, I think it would be Ghost Rider. Absolutely. I mean, the fan base for this character is actually far larger than I think most people really understand.
Ghost Rider 1's only landed on the Hot 10 twice this year, but it's lingering in the background. Remember, we had rumors of a Ghost Rider-led Halloween special, but that was back in 2023.
The other thing that I find so appealing about Ghost Rider 1, I think a lot of people do as well, is how much it resembles the first appearance of Ghost Rider. If you look at them side by side, you almost kind of feel like you have the same book, even though you don't. So I think that adds a little bit of something extra. Just be like, you know what? I don't have the first appearance, but I do have a Ghost Rider 1, and it resembles that book very, very closely.
Marvel Spotlight 5. Put a pin in that one. Number 8 on the list, ASM 252. First appearance of the Black Suit in Amazing Spider-Man continuity. This book will not come off our list. Between this and Secret Wars 8, we're seeing this come and go every other week.
This is possibly the most milestone issue for any series in all of comic books. Before this, the next big book was ASM 238, First Appearance of Hobgoblin. And before that, ASM 194, First Appearance of Black Cat. Great books. But this brought to us something that changed the lore of Spider-Man for 40 years now and will continue to. This brought us symbiotes. This brought us Black Suit Spidey. And you know what else it brought us? It brought us Venom in ASM 300. Just happened to be the 2 biggest books since ASM 238.
I appreciate the gusto because this book is beloved regardless of whatever Tom Holland plans to do in Spider-Man #4. Let's take a look at the numbers because the newsstand 9.6 had 4 different copies outdo the recent 12-month average, the highest for 5 hundo, and that's up 29%. And a 9.8 direct sold for $11.75. That's up 11%. We're waiting to get any updates about Spider-Man 4. They're going into production, but the rumors as of late are talking about it being more of a multiversal movie again versus a street-level hero type of movie that I think we're all begging for. But along the way, we may get Venom introduced. We may get Null. Would that be a good thing? I'd like to see it, but I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's move on to the next number on the list. Number 7. First appearance of Shia LaBeouf, Silver Surfer #1. Do you think Shia LaBeouf's first appearance in this book is impacting how much it's trending, or is it more a Norrin Rad Silver Surfer play?
I think it's just kind of more an all-encompassing the character Silver Surfer, no matter who really plays it in what form, that we get this excitement for this book. I don't think Shia LaBeouf is really pushing it as much as just Silver Surfer himself, the character.
Well, we have 6 sales over $7,000. And on one hand, you got the character confirmed in trailer. But on the other hand, you have a premiere issue featuring the Cosmic Surfer that we're hoping we will still see included in this movie, at least in the future. The 1.5 sold for 250, that's up 15%. The 6.0 went for 7 hundo, up 4%. The 8.0 is up 13%. The 8.5 sold for 27.63. That was a year high sale, up 20%. Now, Jeff, there was this 7.0 that went for 11.50, and you had something really great to say about it because it was a year high sale, up 20%.
Anytime I see a big jump in a book or even a big drop, I have to go and find out what this book looks like because it matters on multiple things. The page quality, where it was sold, centering, staple placement, all those things play a factor on what you're gonna buy. And when I looked up this book, it just was a straight overpayment. Somebody overpaid by $200-300 for this book because it was a faded cover. It looked just like any other generic 7.0. Somebody could have bought a better copy, which did sell a week prior for the $800-ish range. So I would just take into consideration when you're trying to pick up a key that you take a good look at what it actually appears to be with paper, quality, and color.
Number 6 on the list is a Neal Adams favorite. We have Batman 227. This is an iconic tribute to Detective Comics issue number 31 from the Golden Age. I love this book. I love seeing it here. And I want one day for my PC. And we have 6 sales nearing $8,000 above the recent 12-month average. The 6.5 had a year high sale going for $1,015, up 25%. The 8.0 had a year high sale, up 20%. And an 8.5 sold for $21.85. That's up 7%. But we were just chatting about needing to focus in on eye appeal, page quality, how it was printed, especially in high grade for expensive books. And this one is another great example. Someone paying $21.85 on a off-white to white pager of this book is kind of a high payment, especially when you look at the last time one sold, it went for $14.36 in May. That was a recent sale. But take a look at this. Last year in October, a white pager went for $24.98. That was a year high sale last year for this book. That white pager bumped up the price $500.
I love this freaking book, and so do many. And there's a few books where white pagers make an immense difference on the liquidity of a book. And this is one of them. And I'd say the same thing for House of Secrets 92 and Marvel Spotlight 5. Those 3 books, just something about seeing that in a 7.580 with white pages is just going to add a little panache, and price points are just going to be much higher than just an off-white to white book.
If you're looking at this comic book and you're really digging the gothic scenery that Neal Adams masterfully drew, well, you should take a look at some more affordable runs that he was a part of. Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love, House of Secrets, House of Mystery.
In Batman news, rumors have it that if this Superman movie does well, which it seems like it will it be good? I don't know, but attendance seems like it's going to be very high. We just saw a trailer that showed up 2-3 days ago, have 24 million views, yet an FF trailer out for a month has almost the same amount. So that says a lot about what people are really excited for. And like I said, if it's going to be good, we may see a world's finest. That's Batman, Superman teaming up in its own movie.
Number 5 on the list is Wolverine number 1. We haven't seen Frank Miller's Wolverine in quite a long time. This book dominated the Hot 10 last year for over half a year because of Deadpool Wolverine. Well, we haven't talked about this comic book. It's been 4 months. It's been 4 months, actually, because we recorded the census data. This book had an explosion in copies, hitting the census at a 9.8. Since we chatted about this book last, there has been an increase of 1.1, 9.8s a day every single day. That's right. Over 1 a day have been graded since our last coverage.
That's 151 new 9.8s and 1 9.9.
We're not even counting the signed copies, and there's been a lot of signings over the last 4 months. Well, this book is trading right around the $500 marker. 9.0's up 8%. A 9.6 went for $310. That's up 27%. And then a newsstand 9.8 went for $12.99. That's up 15%. Now, some people are getting this book for sub $500, which feels pretty good because heights last year were reached of 900. And we told people to pump the brakes really quick because the census count started to explode. Everyone started sending their copies in. Well, now people, last sale, are paying under 500. 485 is what I'm showing on GPA, and the lowest someone paid this year was 375.
I know there's a lot of this book, but 375 sounds like a freaking steal. I would pay 375 for a 9.8 white pager right now.
I think it's a testament that this book is only hovering below $500 right now with that census count, don't you think?
I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, like, what is the yield that this industry can take for the amount of 9.8s to actually be absorbed in this comic community?
Join the mystery mail call. One per box is a Dallas Fan Expo Battle Beast #1 foil by John Boy freaking Myers. I have under 200 boxes left. We're going to sell out well before Dallas Fan Expo. ComicTom.com. This is how you can support everything you're watching. And you get comics from us. #4 on the list. I told you we'd talk about it soon. Marvel Spotlight 5, the first appearance of Jenna Blaze.
Ooh, we touched on this book a couple times already on this list, but 7 sales above the 12-month average for over $7,700 spent. This book has 4 year-high sales this last week, and one of them is a gross overpayment.
The 3.0 year-high sale, $675, up 19%. The 4.5 went for $810. That was a year-high sale, up 10%. This is where it gets dicey. 5.5. hit $1,400. That's up 51% for a year high. Is the book just going up in value? Let's assess the price, because this past week, a 6.5 sold for this same amount, and that was the 12-month average and a year high.
And this is what I was talking about, diving in a little deeper on some of these outliers of huge percentage gains.
Well, we also have a 7.0 up 7% going for $1,500. Now, the first thing I thought of, obviously, is all the things we talked about with Ghost Rider. We're very bullish. We are very excited about the macabre, the supernatural. We're talking about a lot of cosmic stuff, which is cool. But I think the supernatural stuff is really going to bring in a more mature crowd to compete with the James Gunn DC universe. Well, another character that this book made me think about, put my +2 here, is Spider-Man Noir, issue #1. I was so surprised how much this trailer threw me off. I was not expecting this to be so good. I mean, the stylized way it was filmed, the action scenes, Nicolas Cage seemingly taking this very seriously. And this could be the biggest sleeper surprise to this community. Like, what if this is fantastic? I mean, it's on Amazon. You know, we have a lot of really polished shows that impact the collector's market more than Netflix, Peacock, and a lot of these other streaming services. You get 9/8 of issue #1 for near $500, and you may want to consider doing it soon if you're as excited as I am while watching this trailer.
#3 on the list, Fantastic Four #49, the first full appearance of Galactus, first Silver Surfer cover, 7 sales, over $9,000 spent on this really extremely difficult book in grade.
How rare is issue 49? There are only 2 copies in existence graded at a 9.8. And when you compare it to issue 48, the first appearance of Norrin Rad Silver Surfer, there are 45 copies that exist. Why? Someone paid over $190,000 for an issue 49 that came to market back in 2022. Issue 48 at a 9.8 is a rare comic book, but issue 49 is a ghost. The 3.0 had a year high sale at $400. The 5.5 sold for $900. That was another year high sale. The 8.0 went for $23.25, up 6%, and an 8.5 sold for $27.59, up 7%. We saw our first look at Ralph Ineson, who's going to portray Galactus, and the first thing I thought of was, it looks like Galactus.
Yeah, they portrayed him as comic accurate. So do I think that's going to translate into the movie? Probably not. I still think you're trying to portray a giant that's not going to look like a goof or some type of fool. It's going to be a really tough task.
We're 2 months away from the movie, and if you don't want to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on one of these big Jack Kirby trifecta keys, 48 through 50, well, issue 48 becomes a facsimile this month. It's going to be distributed, and there is a gorgeous Mike Mayhew 1 in 25. Did you see this thing?
I'm looking at it right now. It is pretty captivating and badass. You truly get an understanding of scale between Silver Surfer and Galactus on this one. Way to go, Mike.
Which brings us to #2 on the list, Amazing Spider-Man 300, the first full appearance of Venom. And I looked it up, man. I mean, this is very similar to the coverage of ASM 252. I'm not seeing any big news, any big leaks, any big rumors, really nothing. But holy hell, there are $17,000 in sales above the recent 12-month average across 15 different transactions on this one book alone.
Sorry, man, you're throwing me off. You called him Venom, so tossed me for a loop. But we discussed the importance of symbiotes for this title, for this character, and really for fans in general. And anybody who doesn't even collect comics now know Venom and symbiotes through the movies. So this book trading for that type of dollar amount is no surprise. Again, no surprise on this list, and just get used to it.
9.4, 3 copies outdid the 12-month average, the highest for 640, up 8%. 9.6 broke $1,010 to be precise, up 20%. The 9.8 went for 29 hundo, that's up 9%. And the newsstand 9.6, which I don't know why I'm doing this out of order, but I am going to keep rolling with it. 5 copies outdid the 12-month average, the highest for 1,700, up 23%. I'm curious, and I want to hear the community's thoughts. With live selling become such a big thing, obviously you can follow us on Whatnot, but there's a lot of people on eBay Live, TikTok, Instagram live sales like they can find on your Instagram page. This is one of those books that I think when we see a new collector born, it's one of the first ones that they want to go after. You know, you find out the price on ASM 300 and then you kind of go backwards. Maybe you actually grab 298, 299 first, but you end up at 300 probably before a lot of other books on this list. Maybe we're seeing a just new base of collectors starting out their PCs with some strong keys. And that's why they're perpetually relevant, at least in 2025.
Yeah, we never see 299 or 298 on this list, like ever, which is interesting, right? Don't you think?
We should look up prices on 298 and 299. What do you guys think about the prices they're going for in the comment section below? Save us some time because there could be some opportunity there. I, for one, think that ASM 300 starts to sell strongest around convention season because people are priming to get signatures on their books.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Here comes the hottest book in the world for the week at number 1.
This is the Big Mama Jama, dude. This is the giant size book.
This is the big kahuna.
Giant size X-Men, number 1. First appearance of the new team. It is a sleeping giant of an IP that is about to hit the comic collectors community when the focus fully changes to mutants.
This is Sleeping Giant size X-Men number 1.
I mean, look at the prices, dude. 6 sales, $17,000, a year high in a 4.0, up 21%, $1,475. A 9.4 went for $6,600. That's a year high sale, up 21%. And yeah, we know we're getting X-Men as soon as Avengers Doomsday, but it's like the same type of spec that people had for Deadpool Wolverine. We knew we were going to see a lot of like Fox X-Men characters, but I don't think you buy giant size X-Men right now because of that. You buy it for what's coming next.
We know we're going to get X-Men. I don't know how. It's going to be some kind of incursion this or multiverse that or X-Men 97 this. Who knows? But they're coming. And right now, X-Men have been very quiet on the collectible side. And the opportunities to pick up important books in high grade is there right now. Does not mean it's always going to be there. All it's going to take is a clip or two, and then that's it. You've missed that train to get these books at these type of entry point prices.
Let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. Is this the calm before the storm? Is this giant size X-Men like screaming at us to take a deeper look at the key comics in the Uncanny narrative? Hit the like and subscribe. We make this video every single week. And of course, as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough said. And that's the end of the video. Jeff, did you read the comment last week from Darth Sneaky? He said, I can't trust anything said by the guy in sunglasses. It's one of the top comments.
Of course. I mean, I read everybody's comments.
Were your feelings hurt?
They were absolutely hurt. I actually cried in the shower for hours. Hours. I had to get consoled.
He had to get into the fetal position.
Yes.
His wife was like, honey, what's wrong? And you were naked, but you were wearing sunglasses. What? And that's why you gotta leave a comment down below. Peace.